Hey guys, this is John, and this is another using the clock as a weapon video. I feel like I always lose a few seconds doing the wave at the beginning of these videos. But what can you do? Okay, so I promise I'm going to try to use the clock as a weapon in this series, or in this video. I've attempted to in this series with dubious results sometimes. But I like this position that I have against Antonina. E5 is not a fork of the two pieces because I have knight takes c6. So play bishop f4. I expect black's going to play bishop e7. I do feel like I should be able to get a little something out of this, though. Maybe I just take, actually. I'm going to take. I envision my queen coming out to b3 at some point. This looks a little unpleasant for black, but let's see how my opponent plays it. Okay, knight d5, even interesting here. Probably unsound, so let's just go with my instinct. Play like this. Rook f d1 on the way, I'm thinking. Maybe a couple questions for black. Like, I'd probably play b5 in this spot. Yeah, let's go rook f d1, hit the queen. And on queen b6, maybe a4? What a4? I do have to watch this square a little bit, but I think like knight g4, I should be able to play e3. Maybe there's some question about my bishop, but I'm glad my opponent's calculating that and not me. So let's see. This is what you got to do in these 3-minute games. Is if it looks unclear, it looks dicey for one side or the other, you just kind of got to make your opponent calculate it. So, okay, now I'm liking this. The knight is coming to b6. Black can't play rook b8, so they're going to go rook d8. Yeah, bishop e3 makes some sense here. Queen a4, queen f3. Actually, I like the look of queen f3. Let's do that. I don't think my queen's doing a whole lot on b3 anymore. So yeah, love this knight. I think bishop e3, now that I've rolled out knight g4, also starts to make sense. Okay, queen b7. Bishop e5 also looks decent, but I think this bishop wants to come to c5, so I think I should do something about that. So I'm going to play bishop e3. And what's the plan from here? I mean, maybe c5, but I don't really want to give up the d5 square. So I think I can take my time. Let's play this rook over. Probably doesn't do a whole lot, but that's okay. Bishop d4, bishop f4 maybe. Let's go bishop f4. Let's probe. See if I can induce e5. Then I'm going to come back. And black is extending. Let's go queen f5. g6 I'll play. Maybe queen f4? I'm not sure. Queen f4 or queen h3? I think I like queen f4. Hit this and this. Force my favorite queen trade. Because I see this move bishop c7. Black's going to have to tend to this pawn. And I like this idea. Ooh, black does not tend to the pawn. Using tactics. Bishop h6, knight g4. Okay, fine. But I have knight a4 maybe? Let's do knight a4. Bishop c7, bishop b6. c5 comes to mind. I'm going to do this, though. I want to stick this bishop on b6. I feel like that's going to jam black up. So we're not getting sidelined by that pawn on h6. Yeah, now the queen side just falls, doesn't it? And look how the bishop controls the d8 square. Okay. Black's finding some good defensive moves, but they're desperate. They know the clock situation is working against them. Let's come here. Go here. 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 Repeat once. Take this. Here. Jam. Take. And that should do it. I think my conversion wasn't the greatest in this one, but too big of an advantage now. Let's go here. Push e4, e5. Let's go rook d6. Easy flag. Use the clock as a weapon. Okay. So I succeeded in doing that. And the advantage I built up in the opening, even if my conversion wasn't the best, proved to be very useful. So here we go. Okay, Jay Slaby. I remember playing a knight f3 Scandinavian. I think he plays knight f3, or at least he did in the game that I recall. Maybe not. I think we played Entitled Tuesday a while back. So playing my Scandinavian repertoire, which those of you who watch my channel are probably quite familiar with at this point, the old Queen a5 Scandinavian. Maybe he plays d5? He might play d5. No. Okay, so we're actually going to get a main line here. And I really like this variation. Black develops and pressures d4. This is the modern treatment of this particular line in the Scandinavian. You don't put the pawn on c6, or at least you're not in a hurry to do so. You actually might try to put the knight there. Yeah, queen e2. I'm going to castle short. Castling queenside looks natural, but castling short is even safer in a lot of cases. And now white has to reckon with rook d8, bishop e4, bishop g4. Lots of little plans like that. So yeah, let's play bishop g4. The d pawn starts to become a slight issue. Okay, I often like mirroring the white rooks in this situation, so we're going to do that. Nothing wrong with rook d8 as well. And look again, I got a 30-second advantage. White is still fine. This position remains okay, but white may have to gambit the d pawn. They might have to be okay with me executing bishop takes f3, followed by knight takes d4. There's some question about the b pawn at the end of the line, but it's going to depend on what white does on this next move, because I do believe this is actually a threat. But sometimes the computer wants white to just purely play a gambit position. But if white's not familiar with this, this is difficult to navigate. Yet another reason I think the Scandi is a very good practical weapon and a good weapon period for a lot of players. So look at this. I'm up to a full minute advantage on the clock. I'm just going to play the straightforward line. And assuming queen f4 is played, I think I will go knight f5. Okay, white plays that, but there I have knight e4 in addition to knight f5. There's no fork because the bishop covers, but I think knight e4 just looks good here. Fork. Let's go for that one. Bishop takes, rook takes. Yeah, so if white wanted to avoid that trade, they should have stepped to the other square. There's knight takes c2, but no, we're going to go for the swap. And now maybe c5 or knight f5. Let's just go knight f5. I'm happy with my extra pawn. We're going to play this kind of normal now that I'm up a pure pawn. Okay, maybe knight h4. Start to probe some of those potentially weak squares on the king side. Maybe. d4 looks interesting. Let's go for that. I'll play actively. Hit the bishop. Also make way for knight f4. If there's a trade, yeah, it doesn't attempt that, but okay, let's play the knight forward. Bishop e2, maybe double or c6. E5 also comes to mind. I think I like c6 though. Let's go for that. Okay, take. E5. Keep the time edge, John. D8. Just going to bring that back. White's going to be thrashing around here, trying to do something. Ooh, that would be a blunder. Let's go here. Queen e7, there's queen takes f4, so let's not blunder that. Okay, I've got a little trap in mind. Let's see if I can pull it off. Bishop f3, I want queen takes g5. I think I'm going to get it. Knight h3, win back the material with interest. I think this should win pretty handily. Oh, he is that move. Okay. Didn't see that, but probably fine. Too big of an advantage. Let's go here. Make our way towards the H-pawn. Okay. Yeah. Again, probably not the best conversion down the road, but that advantage I built up on the clock in the middle game. I mean, I was up a minute in a position that was booked to me. Again, you can check out my upcoming Scandinavian course, which will be out very soon. Join the waitlist in the description below. If you like, please do. So yeah, that pressure on d4, that's not easy for white to negotiate if they're not sure what to do. And I think queen g3, knight e4 is already pretty nice. I think white has to go queen f4 here to avoid a fork. And I remember analyzing plenty of positions in the course, like queen f4, knight f5, and white still has to prove compensation for the pawn. Sometimes they go here to attack c7. You can retreat like this. Yeah, black looks passive, but the knights actually coordinate reasonably well, and black has a compact position. The bishops are not as active as they would like to be. Okay, 2 for 2. Good start. Let's keep it going. We play 5 games in this series. So let's see who we have next. Feeling good today. Keep that momentum. You know, I mentioned this before, but one player who I look to for inspiration when it comes to blitz and this type of challenge that I've laid out for myself using the clock as a weapon is Hikaru Nakamura. Hikaru is the time management master. It's really unbelievably impressive how he manages his clock. Even while commentating, he's just able to execute moves and intuit how he should play on a practical level. And he's always putting pressure on his opponent on the clock. Okay, Hongjin. This player's rated almost the same as Slaby, and we get another Scandinavian. So d4. d4 I don't think is the most challenging try, but it often transposes to the knight f3 variation on move 3. Black can also play e5 on move 3, by the way. Whoa, this I think is just not good. Hold on. I don't think c4 is good. Take f3, take d5, take d1. It's going to take c6. So what if I play... What if I go here? I'll check afterwards if this is the move, but I'm fairly certain c4 should not be great. Let's do this. Maintain the pressure here and here. Okay. Well, I'm going to take you. I've got designs to get my knight into d4 one way or the other. We're trying to sink the knight in, whether white takes with the queen or the pawn. Let's go here. So now this is a threat. So you're going to go check. Queen a4 check. I don't know. Queen a4 check, I might play just king d8. I could play b5, although I'm not sure about the consequences of c takes. So I might just go ahead and play king d8 because there's issues on these squares for white. Really? So he's just going to give me the rook in the corner, huh? There's also even this move. What does white do against queen Okay, they have knight a3. All right, let's go for the sure thing. Go for the rook. Yeah, so white's going to try to win that material back. Makes sense. Check on d3 maybe? Let's give the check. Goes back. Okay. Now what? Like e6, e5? I think e6 makes sense here. Let's do that. Take. I'll just castle maybe? I know g7 is hanging, but I think I can just play like knight e7, just develop. White's king is so exposed here. They can't castle anymore, remember. Could have gone check too, but then king e2 and the rook's defended. So I think I like this approach. Rook g8 might be a threat. King b8, try to take here eventually. If there's any issue with this. Got to be winning. But when something has to be winning, that's when you got to be cautious. Let's go here. Queen e6, I'm happy to give the pawn because it opens up more attackers. Okay, there's bishop f4 threatening checkmate. I should keep that in mind. But I think many ways to deal with that. Queen c3 might even be good there. Probably I'll go rook d7 though. Yeah, bishop f4, rook d7, king b1. Okay, how about... My instincts say get the knight involved, so I'm going to do that. Yeah, white resigns. Okay. Hey, another Scandi win. Couldn't ask for two better positions out of the opening in the Scandinavian. I am curious about that c4 move. I'll have to check that in my course. I'm pretty sure I cover it. My course is quite exhaustive. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought. It's actually playable according to the engine. So usually white plays bishop e2 here, whereupon you transpose directly to the knight f3 variation. But I guess c4 is playable. And okay, I chose one of the better moves. So I was thinking on, yeah, bishop d2, queen f5. The reason for this maneuver is that white can't go bishop d3 any longer. Yeah, so there's this. Okay, this does look a little familiar, although I can't quite place the line in my head. But I'm pretty sure the way white played it, yeah, this is tough. This is bad for white. I was expecting them to go queen a4, but even there, king d8, and the problems persist. All right, let's keep it going. I don't want to linger too much. Never analyze a hot streak. Just keep it rolling. And we've got a good opponent here, 28-91. I get my third black in a row and the third Scandinavian in a row. Will we get the same line? No. Okay, we get one of the most challenging lines in the entire Scandinavian complex. There's a lot of theory here. Let's see how much my opponent and I know. This is an old line. White gets the bishop pair. I'm going to play g6. Bishop d6 is another mainline move. I should give both bishop d6 and g6 in the upcoming course. The thing about g6, if white understands that this is actually not a threat, g takes h5, then they won't play h6. This isn't a blunder or anything, but actually that wasn't quite necessary because on g takes h5, white could play g5 and look for queen takes h5. But when encountered with g6, a lot of players instinctively want to close the position. Okay, f4. Yeah, so could go either way here, castling either direction. I'm going to play queen b6 first and see how white responds. Because sometimes you can sneak in e5. So yeah, I'm tempted to castle queenside. It's not always correct, but now let's go short. I'll play this compact. I don't want to think too long. Let's play like this. Keep everything compact here. I might go for f6 and e5. Might go for that plan. Now, the engines do like white in this line, this whole variation, which looks very weird. But you can see the demands it puts on white's position, honestly. Let's play king over. F6, I think white has some designs of this. White really has to know what they're doing. I mean, they're castling on the side of the board where they've pushed a number of pawns. It's not like that's a slam dunk concept. Okay, F6, rook E1, E5. How do I feel about that? Take, maybe trade the rooks. Okay, let's go queen D8, actually. Let's see what I can do with this in mind, perhaps. Okay, so now they divert the rook. So now I think I like going for this plan much more. Break in the center. Maybe white will go queen B3, but then I can play knight B6, perhaps. Queen C7 also comes to mind. Doing okay on the clock. Take a swig of coffee. Critical position coming up here. White knows that I'm gearing up for E5. So if I were them, queen B3 looks natural to at least put some pressure on the D pawn. They do play it. Okay, so if I go E5, queen takes D5, knight B6, queen takes B7. Stacking a lot of material there. I think I'm just going to play knight B6. Slightly misplaces my knight with this in mind, but I think it's okay. Maybe I come into C4 at some point. Yeah, white's going to go A4. And now I think I should play this. Even if white goes A5. Even if this happens. I can take, though, on B7. Take the knight. I don't know if I mind this, because now the position's opening up in the middle. Queen's under attack. Okay, they captured that one. Got to defend the mate threat. Okay, let's take this guy. Queen G4, maybe? Or, sorry, Queen D7, threatening Queen G4. There's King F3, I suppose. F5 even? Man, a lot of moves possible here. Oh, Bishop F4 is a threat? Is it? I don't know. I'm going to play F5. This looks interesting. Not sure this is a threat, because I think I can take there. Once rook E1, I guess. I think I still got to go for this. Check? Or Queen H4? Let's go check. Queen H2 ideas? Very complicated. Very, very complicated. This is a threat, as is a capture here. I don't really want to trade queens. Very complicated, guys. Just a time scramble. Queen E6, Queen F3. This looks tough for white. I'd be scared here still. And they're going to lose on time. Here? Scandi swindle, guys. Hey, you can't play the Scandi without the occasional swindle. I had 2 extra seconds, 2.5. Ooh, they offered a quick rematch, but then they withdrew it. All right, this is our final game. Farewell to Kings 2112. This is a Rush fan. Someone clearly listens to Rush. Shout out to Rush, one of my favorite bands. Check them out if you have no clue who they are. Okay, guys, let's just play a straightforward QGD. Nothing fancy, or a Ragozin. I like these situations. I like these setups. All right. Well, I think I'm happy to play this way. Maybe queen c1? Nah, let's play... Queen c1, there's h6. Nah, that's okay. That's okay. They can't take the pawn, though, because of this. Oh, there's this move. Yikes. That's a problem. That I did not see. Okay, can I go here? Using too much time, John. Keep it up. As in, keep up the pace. All right, let's take. So my bishop's a little oddly placed on this wing, but I think I can make this work. I think I can make it work. Let's go f4. There's going to be some heat coming down towards my king. So I'm sort of adjusting on the fly here. HE5? What are you doing on HE5? Rook H6, I guess? Hate to play Rook E1. Let's go Knight G5. Rook H6 or Rook takes H3? Or Rook takes E3. I think Black's gonna play Rook H6, if I were to guess. Yes. Okay. Go H3. Yeah, I'm not thrilled about this position. Not one of my better positions. But that doesn't mean the game is over. I don't know. Rook B1, using too much time. I'm just kind of disoriented here. Bishop D7. Bishop D7, I'm going to go Rook C5. I'm trying to defend my knight, keep this together. Oh, there's this move. Yeah, bishop takes H3. This doesn't help because of Queen G3. Yikes. Ay, ay, ay. All right, let's go here. There's so much heat coming towards my king. I can only hope that my opponent gets kind of fancy and somehow blows it, but... Rook B2. Yikes. Yeah. 91? This looks so shaky. This looks so janky. Trying to keep some of these critical points together. But what else can I do? I'd play bishop c8 if I were black here. Just guard this. Yeah. All right, let's try to grab a pawn at least. H5, I can take this pawn, so that's a thing. All right. You got 36 seconds, John, and your position's not great. You got to play fast. You have no other choice. Play fast, try to make things messy. Go here. Rook f6. Doesn't want me to run. Rook H, Queen H2. Okay, let's no, that doesn't work either. I literally don't know what to do. Let's go Rook E5. I mean, a surefire way to lose is to lose on time, so let's just play something. Check. Yeah, there's no tricks, are there? No real tricks. All right. Time to lose on time or resign. Okay, well, bummer of a last game. I was just out of my element there. So what black did to me in that game is what I was doing to my opponents in the other games, where black knew what they were doing in this line better than I did. Like I was already a little discombobulated here for some reason, and I missed knight e4. Thinking about it now, that's actually a standard idea. So black's threatening the pawn on c3. I was thinking, all right, queen c1, so I always have bishop h7 against that. But I think after knight e4, maybe the engine's going to say this is still fine, but it felt like black had the momentum. Yeah, a4, I mean, okay, I'm not finding that move. Nor do I even really see what it does. Yeah, I'm certainly not going to pinpoint this exact moment as far as where I went wrong, but momentum is everything in these games. And now I'm worse. Black's pieces are pointed towards my king. Quite a bit worse. I mean, a5, rook a6. Black played well, too. Let me just take a quick look at the game review. I'm curious if there was any chances later. Oh, my opponent wants to be friends. Sure. Yeah, game review says neither of us played perfect, but I think my feeling about the general trend of the game was correct. So I can shrink this for a second. Create little John here. Yeah, just a steady downslope. So I'll have to learn how to play that opening better. I mean, I play it in kind of a simplistic way sometimes in Blitz. Like taking on d5 this early. Not the greatest. Queen c1 is an inaccuracy. Wonder what it wants me to play instead. Knight e5, a4, bishop takes f6. Yeah, in hindsight, I kind of wish I would have done bishop takes f6 and then queen c1. Same idea here. Because at least then on knight e4, I could take. And I'm not going to be losing material. Because in the game, the reason knight e4 is so strong is if I take, that puts two pieces on pre. Nice little trick. I guess I can play knight e5 here to try to stem the bleeding, but it's not great, as you can see. Okay, overall, though, despite that loss in the last game, I'm pretty happy with this session. And we were 3 for 3 in the Scandinavian. So, unintentional advertisement for my upcoming course. I think you guys can see that the Scandinavian and this queen a5 line I propose is completely playable and actually very interesting and understudied, underestimated by a lot of players playing white. Thanks, guys. Hope you're having a good week. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. I'll be back again soon. Bye.